Hi guys, welcome to Village Kids. It's so great that you could join us today online, and I hope you are excited to get stuck into today's story and craft. You're going to be in for a treat. We're going to go back to the very beginning of all time, way before you were born, before your parents were born, before even your grandparents were born, before history began. Could you even imagine going back that far? That's where we're going to be getting started today. So get ready, get comfortable and listen in to today's story. So today we're listening to a story from the Bible, the first story ever written about anything. Isn't that exciting? We're going to read it here, okay? In this Bible here. And it's called In the Beginning. In the beginning, think of the dark and make it darker. Think of the darkest dark. In the beginning there was nothing but dark. Then God spoke, "Let there be light," and the very first light shone brightly. God spread the sky wide above the ocean and folded the land to make hills and valleys. God covered the earth with plants, grasses and flowers, vegetables and trees. The sun shone in the daytime and the moon and stars waited for their turn in the nighttime. God made all the creatures. Birds flew in the sky, fish swam in the seas. Animals leapt and ran and scurried and hurried all over the land. They made themselves homes in holes and burrows and nests and dens. Then God made people, man and woman. "Welcome," said God. "You are my friends and I want you to be safe and happy. Take care of the good world I have made for you. Never choose to know about bad things, they will only make you sad." Everything was perfect. Then, one day, people wanted to find out about bad things as well as good things. The snake whispered what to do. They ate some fruit God had told them not to eat. Their world changed. They were no longer good friends with God. Instead, they felt all alone in an unkind world. They had to work very hard for everything they needed. Can things ever be put right again? They wondered. People have been wondering ever since. What a story! All about God creating the world. And we've got an amazing activity for you today to help you remember all the different things that God did to make the world. So I'm going to hand over to Penny to get us started.
Hello everyone. Today we're going to make some flag bunting, like this one, to tell the story of how God created the world and everything in it. So the first thing that you want to do is to colour in all your pictures, like this one. This is day one of creation, and this is the light and this is the dark. So you want to do them in a darker colour on this side, and you could leave that side white. These two down the bottom are both clouds, and you could also leave those white if you wanted to. And I've written in on this one the word rest, because that belongs to day 7, when God rested. Then cut out all your shapes, like this. Next, take your bunting flags, and you'll see that each one's got a number on it. Lay them all out so that they're in the number order 1 to 7. When you've done that, you can start sticking. So, for the first one, take your light and your darkness shape and stick it onto flag number 1. On flag number 2, take your clouds and stick them at the top, like that. And then also, in your bag you'll find a piece of blue, which is the sea, and stick that at the bottom, like that. Day 3 is your flowers and fruit. So stick your flowers on and your fruit, like that. And in your bag you'll find a leaf, which you can add to the fruit. like that. Day 4 is the sun, the moon and the stars. So we'll stick those on. Like that. Day 5 is the birds and the fish. So we put those on. Like that. And in your pack you'll find a feather which you could just attach with some glue to the bird's tail. Day 6, it's the time for man and animals. So we'll put those on. Like that. And day 7, it's time for a rest. God saw everything was good and he rested and he loved his world. You can add a few more things. You should have some cotton wool in your bag, so you can put a few little fluffy clouds. You can put some on there for the clouds, and then with a pencil you could add the rays to the sun like this, like that. Don't know if you can see that quite. And you could even put some legs for your bird with some little feet like that. So that's the next bit, and then take your shapes which you're going to number, and again you'll see that they will have numbers on them, so just follow those numbers and write on them the number 1 to 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 to 7 rather. There's the 7th one. And when you've done that, we're ready to assemble the bunting. So then you need to lay everything out in the right order. So your numbers, so you have the number first and then the flag. And the number first and then the flag. And then you can start threading them onto your string. So take your string, find the end, pick up your first number, and you go in from the back, across the top, so that you can see that bit of string going across the top at the front, like that. Take your first flag, which is day 1, which is light and dark, in from the back, across the top, and out. Pull it along a bit. Each time you're going to have to pull it through. And day 2, same thing, in from the back, across the top, like that. Day 2 is the clouds and the sea, and you carry on. When you've finished, you can hang your bunting up, and it will help remind you of the story of creation.
Wasn't that an amazing activity? I now know how to remember all the things that God did when he made the world, from making things light to creating the animals and birds and you and me. Isn't it amazing to think that you and me are created in the image of God? But we also learned that people back then decided that they wanted to know about bad things. We heard that they didn't want to love God well, and as a result they couldn't love each other well. I don't know about you, but sometimes my life feels quite broken. Sometimes I feel that the world seems like a really scary, messy place. Do you know, God loved the world so much that despite us making not very good decisions, despite us making some mistakes, God had a rescue plan, and his name was Jesus. And we recently thought about him, didn't we, at Easter time, that God sent Jesus to the world to help the mess and the brokenness in my life and in the lives of the people around me and in this world. So God made the world, and this is just the beginning. So this week I want to challenge you to think about what it means to look after the world that God has given us. And when you might feel sad and alone, maybe like the people in the story today, I want to encourage you to remember that despite maybe things going wrong, maybe even when we make mistakes, God still loves us and He has a rescue plan for us. So this week, think about how you can love others around you like God loves you, and think about how we can look after our world. Maybe you want to get involved in our next litter pick. Maybe you want to do a litter pick on your street. Maybe there's something that you can do to make a difference to the world you live in. But you can make a difference because God loves you and He has created you in His image for a reason. We hope you've enjoyed today and we hope to see you soon. But until next time, have a really good day. Take care and we'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.